Every other Thursday, we're taking a look at a health issue or concern affecting many people, breaking down the info for you and telling you what you need to know to keep you healthy. Dr. Kalani Brady from the John A. Burns School of Medicine joins us this morning with this week's topic, COVID vaccine reactions. Good morning, Dr. Brady.
Good morning, Kelly.
All right, so let's start with this because I know a lot of people have been seeing different people, posting on social media or hearing about different reactions that people have. But what are the common reactions for the COVID vaccine?
Soreness, especially in the area of the vaccine administration, chills, fatigue, headache, muscle pain, and this can last up to 2 or 3 days, especially with the second vaccine from Pfizer or Moderna.
And let's talk a little bit about that because a lot of folks are saying, with the different timing of when you got the vaccine, maybe if you had reactions to the first vaccine, but not the second, then you've already had COVID. Or if you don't have a reaction to the first, but you do to the second, then that means you haven't had it yet. Is that true?
No. Basically, the body mounts an immune response with the first vaccine dose, but not everybody gets the side effects. Some people are fortunate to be spared the side effects for the first shot and then get the side effects more likely with the second shot for Pfizer and Moderna. It doesn't have anything to do with whether you had COVID before or not.
Interesting. And some people don't have any reaction to either, which is interesting too. Now, I heard though that when you do have a strong reaction to the vaccine, if it really hits you hard, if you get those flu-like symptoms, or if you get really exhausted, that means the vaccine, it's working, it's doing its job, and that means that your immune system's working really well. So for those people who don't get those reactions, are they any less protected?
No, they're protected well. As a matter of fact, with the Pfizer vaccine, we have a 95% protection rate within 2 weeks after the second vaccine, and Moderna has a 94% protection rate. The Johnson & Johnson single-dose vaccine is not as protected. It's in the 80s rather than the 90s for people who have had the single shot.
Okay, interesting. And we've been talking about just kind of the general reactions and what people are just feeling in general from the shot itself. But let's talk about allergies, because I know they were saying that some people that have specific allergic reactions should avoid the vaccine. Who are those? What does that fall under? Because I'm allergic to crab. Does that mean I shouldn't get it?
No, Kelly. People who are allergic to crab can go ahead and have the vaccine.
Okay, so which things that you are allergic to, I guess, would lead to you wanting to avoid it?
If you have a history of anaphylaxis, which means that you lose your blood pressure and basically you faint and you could lose your life with anaphylaxis. If you don't have adrenaline, people who have a history of anaphylaxis probably should avoid the vaccines.
All right, good to know. And then, of course, there's been studies in Europe, and we were hearing reports that one of the vaccines, I believe it was AstraZeneca, was leading to blood clots in over close to 70 patients. What do you say to something like that? They have deemed it safe, apparently, but when you're seeing, after these people get the vaccine, it can potentially lead to blood clots. A reaction like that, definitely a concern for many.
Yes, it is. It is noted that within the United States, the AstraZeneca vaccine is not used. We have the 3 vaccines, Pfizer, Moderna, and then Johnson & Johnson.
Okay, so no reactions like that for those.
Right, there are some rare allergic reactions or reactions to vaccines for COVID that include Bell's palsy, which is a part of the face, which one side of the face, which is weak, and also loss of sense of smell. These are very rare, but they do occur. But as I said in Ask the Doctor, it's important to know that the vaccines are less dangerous than the disease itself.
Right.
So I recommend the vaccine unless you have a history of anaphylaxis. I recommend the vaccine for everyone.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much, Dr. Brady, for joining us this morning and addressing the concerns about allergies as well as just the symptoms that occur after and the reactions that people have in general with the vaccine, because I know we've been hearing a lot about it. So thanks so much, Dr. Brady, for joining us this morning.
Sure thing.
And we'll see you next week.
Yep, I'll see you next week.
Perfect. See you then.